So today we're going to set up my bullet journal for May, and there's a whole lot of changes that are happening this month. So stick around and I'll show you what's going on. Welcome to my channel. I'm Erin, and in case you're new here, I like to help people in recovery from an eating disorder to heal with creativity. Lately, if you've been following along with my videos, you'll already know that I have fallen completely in love with bullet journaling, and I am using my bullet journal to manage most parts of my life. I still have been playing around with the different page spreads and different ways to use my bullet journal to make it something that works exactly the way I need it to work. So this month, in May, I am, again, of course, using a Dutch door. If you've watched my other videos, Plan With Me videos, then you'll already know that I love a Dutch door. So this month I'm doing a Dutch door again, but I'm using it in a little bit of a different way. So stay tuned later in the video and I'll show you how I'm approaching that. When I filmed this video for you, I messed up so much so that when I was finished filming, I vowed that this video would never see the light of day, and I'd start from scratch and film it all over again, do all the spreads over again because there were so many mistakes. But then I remembered what I've always said that I would do for you on this channel and on all of my social media is to just be authentic. And so that's what we're getting today, some authenticity. Not everything is going to be perfect, and striving for perfection is really setting yourself up for failure because nothing is perfect. So I practiced a whole lot of self-compassion and I edited this video together, and I'm gonna show it to you, mistakes and all. Okay, let's get started with the title page. This month, I decided to try drawing some pussy willows. I was really inspired by a friend of mine who posted on social media a picture of her and her kids had gone looking in the bush for some pussy willows, and it just sparked a memory for me. I remembered suddenly when I was a kid, and my parents and I used to go for drives. I grew up in the country, and we used to go for drives looking for pussy willows, and when we brought them home, we would color them with chalk. It was so much fun, such a good memory. So I thought that I would put some pussy willows on my title page. But first, as you can see, I started by putting the month of May on the title page. I decided to go with block lettering this month, which is something a little bit different for me. And there's my attempt at drawing some pussy willows. They're really very simple, very, very simple to draw. So I just went ahead and I put in all of the pussy willows in pencil. And I kind of followed the base curve of the circle that I sketched out at the beginning there. So they won't complete a full wreath all the way around the letters in the month of May, but they'll give you kind of the idea of a wreath of pussy willows. So with that all drawn in, I'm going to go ahead and do my outline on my block letters first, just with this is a Pigma Micron permanent black pen. And then I got a finer tipped pen, same thing, a Pigma Micron permanent black pen. Again, like I said, just with a finer tip. Just going over all those pencil lines with my marker. Now, I always draw a curve or a circle better when I draw the circle counterclockwise. I don't know why, it's just one of my quirks. So whenever I'm doing a curved line, that's on the right hand side of the page, I tend to flip my book over so that I can go draw it counterclockwise rather than clockwise. You can see there that I erased the little script font hello that I had written at the end of my block letters there. And you'll see in a minute I decided at that point to move it and play with a different fun technique. So with all of the pussy willows drawn in permanent marker now, I'm going in with my Zebra mild liner highlighter pens. these pens have two tips. They have a highlighter tip, which is the broad flat tip, and then they also have a bullet point tip. So I'm using the bullet point tip on them. I love some color. So this month you're gonna see lots and lots of color. So I just filled in my block letters with a broad tip black permanent marker. And now here's mistake number 1 that you're gonna see. I thought I'm gonna write the word hello across the block letters, and I grabbed my gel pen and it did not work at all. So I switched gears and I went ahead and grabbed my Posca paint marker, my white Posca paint marker. And that actually did work quite well. But I didn't like the lack of definition around the letters when I was writing on the white part, of course, because white on white doesn't show very well. So I went in with a black fine tip marker and just outlined it. All right, here's our month at a glance page. I'm going to start by penciling this one in. And later in the video, when we get into the more detailed pages, I did pencil them in already. I had a plan for them going in, so you won't have to watch me count all the grid lines and block out my pages after this one. They're all pre-planned. So I'm just making a calendar, and you're about to see mistake number 2. There, I did it. I don't know if you noticed. Comment below if you saw the mistake. Wrote the month, and then I wrote out the numbers, and you're about to see mistake number 3. Yep, I realized my mistake, decided I would carry on, and now because of that particular mistake where I wrote the numbers on the calendar wrong, you'll get to see, if you hang out till the end of the video, you'll get to see how I went back and fixed that mistake, because it really wasn't hard to fix, especially with this layout doing the Dutch doors, but you'll see why at the end when I show you my repair job. So below my calendar, I write my deadlines and events. So I just went in. I like to highlight every second line so that I can keep track of things better. All right, here's my weekly spread, and this one has the Dutch doors. So you can see I've got it all marked out in pencil, like I said. I'm going to start with this little chart on the left. Now this little chart is just something personal that I track, so I don't put any details on this chart in my videos because it is personal, aside from the dates. I think you'll see me write in the dates here. And that's about it. So then there at the very top, there's just enough room for a little mini calendar. I haven't been writing a mini calendar on my weekly spreads, but I find myself flipping back and forth to my month at a glance page so much that I thought it might be beneficial for me to include a mini calendar this month on all of my weekly spreads to keep me from having to flip back and forth so much. So at the beginning of each week, I'm going to be able to sit down and write some recovery goals. And so this top box will be the goals the things I want to focus on to keep myself, grounded firmly in recovery and moving forward. And then that box underneath there is going to be some personal development goals. So I'll be able to take notes on what I'm doing as far as personal development is concerned, specifically because this month I started a new course, a new personal development course, and I want to keep track of some of maybe the quotes that I'm hearing or some of the data that I'm learning. And there's mistake number, what are we at now? 4, 3, something like that. I didn't plan out the spacing on my personal development label there, so I ran out of room. But you know what? I thought, to heck with it. I wanted to get to those Dutch doors, so grabbed my scissors and just moved on. So these Dutch doors, I'm cutting off the bottom portion of each of the pages and the side, and you'll see in a moment that that's going to allow me to have a look all week. I'll be able to see the chart on the left. I'll be able to see my Instagram and Facebook trackers at the bottom, and I'll also be able to see my rolling weekly task list. I love that rolling weekly task list. It allows me to not have to block specific tasks out at different times of the day. I can just look at the list of things I need to get done that I've got on the go, and then depending upon how I'm feeling, I can then just draw from that list and to decide what I'm going to work on next when I finish something throughout my day. I love it. I don't see myself changing from that one anytime soon. So here it is, that weekly task list. And then like I said before, I like to highlight every second line so that I don't wander, because it is sometimes there's a lot of space between the task and the notes at the right. And as promised, here is my quick fix for the mistake that I made on my calendar. You're going to need some glue, you're going to need a marker, you're going to need scissors, and because we made Dutch doors, you can take a scrap piece of paper from our Dutch doors to cut off. Now I started using individual squares and just gluing them right over the part that I wrote by mistake. But then I realized, well, I don't need to do it individually. I could do a strip. So I did 2 individuals and then I did a strip of 3. I could have done a strip of 5 to begin with, but nonetheless, there it is. I went and rewrote all the lines, rewrote the correct numbers, and redid the highlighting, and you really can't tell. Well, there, that wasn't so bad at all. Now you've seen my May bullet journal spreads. I hope that you got a couple of really great ideas from this video, and I'd love it if you'd share in the comments which parts of this video you plan on putting into your own bullet journal. And if you like my videos, then don't forget to subscribe and click the bell before you leave so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Until next time, stay safe and be creative. Bye.